Friends, we've just gotten word that Iran has launched ballistic missiles at Israel from Iranian territory. It is going down right now. We got a whole bunch of things all exploding around the world and across the United States right now. I've warned you. I've tried to warn you. I know a lot of other channels have warned you. You guys have known it's been coming. I hope you guys have been preparing. We got to talk about what's going down right now to give you an idea. And the biggest point I want you to take away from this, and we'll hit this a little harder down the road, but here is things are not going to be going back to normal. These type of existential things that are happening one after the next is not something that's just going to be undone. So we need to talk about these things and we need to be preparing for what comes next. Let's jump into it. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade, and we're trying to cover the news on what's going on out there. Breaking news right now. Iranian ballistic missiles have been launched from Iran, are on their way to Israel. Probably by the time I post this video, they will have been either intercepted or will have impacted inside Israel. This is a major escalation. Will Israel hit back at Iran proper again? All this stuff is on the table right now. Israeli troops are inside Lebanon. We're not talking about special operations anymore. We're talking about ground troops, tanks, heavy armor are moving through Lebanese territory. Israeli soldiers are reportedly going into tunnels to attack and to do things. They're saying that what they're going after right now is an existential threat against Israel. I don't know if they're missiles or personnel or what's going on with that, but it is not just a small raid. We're talking about large armor columns moving. Is this the precursor to full all-out invasion across the board? I don't know. Or are they trying to do a more smaller strike against specific targets? I don't know. We have across the southeast, of course, lots and lots of damage from the storms, people trying to recover. And it's not just that, but the infrastructure itself is failing. And that's a serious situation there. We have infrastructure that's been damaged, but then we have other infrastructure that's failing because it hasn't been upkept, because it's been pushed past its limits, hasn't been retired properly. We have other issues like the transformers. We've been talking about the heavy transformers, many of them being made in China, that the United States doesn't even make them anymore, and there's only so many of them. And a whole bunch of them getting damaged right now means that the repair and replacement of those is going to take time, and we may see some of these areas not back on power for a long time. I don't know specifics, but we're already hearing that the power companies are giving weeks estimates to some of these places. This is a big deal. We got the longshoremen. If you want to move these transformers in by boat, well, the longshoremen aren't going to be unloading it. We got the longshoremen asking for major increases to their wages. They already get paid quite a bit. Maybe it's because they're super skilled. I won't argue that. I will say this, that they are paid a lot more than the average American, and they're asking for way more than the average American. Just because Americans make products that need to be shipped doesn't mean that these guys can necessarily or should hold all of America hostage. These ports going from Boston down to Houston, so we're talking about a lot of ports. We got New York, we got New Jersey, we got Philadelphia, we got Atlanta. Atlanta is inland, so that's not really a port. Savannah. We got all these ports across the East Coast just really having problems right now because of the longshoremen strike. So we got that impacting and making it even more difficult for these power companies to get the power back on, to get replacement transformers into the country. We got, it's just one thing after the next. And of course, we got the election season. J.D. Vance and Walz are going toe-to-toe tonight, which I think most of this audience are kind of either excited to see or they don't really care. But it's not going to be a bad thing, I don't think we think. But it could be. It could be a bad thing if Walz comes in and knocks it out of the park. Or, I mean, I'm sure he's been coached in the background for the past several weeks on all these different quips he's going to throw at J.D. Vance. They're going to use some of that opposition research. I'm sure that the Iranians hacked. They're going to use some of that and try to throw that in his face to embarrass him. J.D. Vance is fast on his feet and is great at hitting back. He's probably going to be able to cover for himself, but you know that Walz and Harris are going to throw everything that they have at this guy tonight. So we got oil prices soaring with these ballistic missiles in the air right now from Iran. We're going to start doing some damage assessments. We'll get those to you tomorrow on what's going on with that, what happened, how bad it was, and what Israel is doing in response. Israel has been expecting this response, so expect Israel to hit back fast, possibly, or they may slow walk it again. I don't know. They have in the past done a very surgical strike back into Iran. Basically, they received a couple of ballistic missiles last time around from Iranian territory, and they fired a couple very strategic, very targeted missiles at some sites inside Iran, which we're not even fully aware of exactly what they were. But there were very clear messages. You toss a bunch of missiles at us and hope that they hit our country. We toss a couple missiles back at you, and we're going to actually hit our targets deep inside your territory. Anyone and anywhere can be hit, right? So that's the message that was sent last time. What will be the message this time? I don't know. Israel saying that there will be very severe consequences to Iran and this strike. So we have that that is going to be unfolding in the next little bit. And like I said, a lot of Americans are hoping that the storm goes away, that the storm is done, that we all recover from the storm, everything goes back to normal. And that's not how crises work. How in the world are all the crises that the United States is facing, how are they all going to be solved? Who's going to solve them? And there are a few names of people we hope can make things better, but we know that everyone else in power is going to fight them tooth and nail. The people in power do not want solutions. They want these problems because these problems allow them to spend more money. And every dollar, every $1 trillion that they spend more of it ends up in their pockets. You know what I'm saying is true. These people in Washington, D.C. do not want solutions. They like the problems the way they are. They want the problems to be worse so that we can have more spending. Right now, Congress, I'm sure, is chomping at the bit to push through a massive spending bill, to help the people. Now, inside that spending bill for North Carolina and such, I'm sure, is going to be a whole bunch of money for Ukraine. There's going to be a whole bunch of money for Israel. There's going to be a whole bunch of money for Pakistan or something like that. There's going to be money for the Haiti UN mission that the United States isn't technically involved with. There's going to be money going to everybody and their uncle. And a little bit of it is going to supposedly be going down to North Carolina, Tennessee, and the impacted areas of Florida and other states, right? But we know right now that FEMA isn't moving loads. Over on Twitter, seeing a whole bunch of reports from people who are aggregating reports from load bookers. And the load bookers are noticing that there are no FEMA contracts out there. They say every single time that there is a storm, every time that there is a hurricane, there are FEMA contracts all over the place for moving materials, moving food, moving everything that's needed. This time, nothing. Now, I don't know if Biden and Harris are in some secret room somewhere that we know that where Biden is. He is on the beach. During this storm, he is sitting on the beach. He was asked by a reporter why he wasn't in the White House commanding this, and he replied back. He didn't reply back about the beach. He just replied back about, I was commanding. Yeah, sure he was. Kamala Harris was out doing a fundraiser in California. They were not commanding. They were not focusing the response to this hurricane. Instead, Kamala was raising more money for her campaign, and Biden was staying out of the way, out of sight, deep, deep in New England, far away from the operations rooms, the situation rooms in the White House, away from even Air Force One, where they have lots of command and control capabilities. He was sitting on the frickin' beach. And there's no getting away from that. They saw that this was hitting red areas, and this damage was possibly going to lower red turnout in these critical swing states. And of course, they said, that's great. And they just ignored it. They're trying to not do anything. They're trying to allow this to impact the election as much as possible. And friends, you better believe it's going to impact the election, all right? Because we're going to be coming out swinging. We're going to vote so hard against these people who see everything from a political angle. They see everything as a way to just get their politics and their positions and their money flowing. So are we going back? We can't go back. What has happened in Israel can't be undone. The conflict between them and Iran is not going to be undone. They're not going to kiss and make up. Lebanese and Beirut and the Hezbollah and Israel are not going to kiss and make up. It's not going to happen. It's only going to escalate. And we know that Russia is going to be coming in on this. Iran has just come in on this. Where's China going to land on all of this? The United States is already going to be, right now, is looking at shooting down these missiles as best they can. U.S. missile defense systems in Jordan have been activated, and Syria have been activated, possibly even Iraq, in order to shoot down these missiles. If they fail, Israel will be knocking them out of the sky, or trying to. This is an all hands on deck. Iran has said previously that anyone who tries to shoot down these missiles will be considered combatants in this war. I think this is kind of a bit of a dump or something like that in the Poide Riser or something like that is the village town I'm in. It's really, really nice over there, but that's where everybody is, and it's really loud and noisy. And I wanted to get over here where it was quiet, just me and the bugs, to talk to you about what's going on over here. I'm going to upload this immediately and get this out to you. Situation does not go in the right direction from here. What happens next is the crisis gets deeper and deeper until the deep solutions start having to take effect. These deep problems need deep solutions. And we've been throwing Band-Aids over all these things, one after the next after the next. But the simple fact is, we can't just keep spending money. You can't just keep spending trillions and trillions of money, dollars that are just conjured out of thin air. Washington, D.C. is going to get their hands caught in the cookie jar, and it's going to stop working. And when it does, it's going to crash the entire U.S. economy. It's going to crash the value of the dollar. People are going to lose their life savings, and we've been talking about this ad nauseum here. It's happening right now. So friends, hopefully you guys are realizing that shipping stuff in from overseas is not a good plan. You need to be buying American, right? You need to be supporting local businesses. You need to be getting your supply chains as local as possible. You need to be investing any kind of savings that you have in tangible assets, because the dollar is not a safe place for it, and the stock market is in dollars. The treasury bills are in dollars, savings bill bonds and stuff. That's all dollars, right? So all these things are in dollars. You need to be getting as far away from dollars as possible. That's why I keep talking about taking care of your retirement accounts. If you have money in your retirement accounts, it's a good thing to be moving over. All right, I talked about the strike. It is happening right now, and it's impacting people. The storm damage, with a whole bunch of these other infrastructure issues coming to the forefront at the same time. We got World War III beginning over in the Middle East. We got all the money that's going to be going over to Israel and Ukraine instead of to the people in Southeast United States who need it so desperately. All right, friends, thanks so much for joining with us. I'm going to keep you updated as best I can on what's going on. I am continuing my my march towards the sea over to the west of Spain, and it's beautiful, it's gorgeous here, and it's a lot more peaceful here than it is over in the U.S. And I can't tell you how many people have commented about the election, people from non-U.S. Countries who realize that so much is going to be at stake in the U.S. election, and they're concerned. We didn't really talk too much about who they want in office because trying to keep things from turning into political arguments and stuff like that. But people are very much paying attention to what we're doing around the world because they know the United States is leading still. All right, friends, thanks so much for watching. If you want to check out another video from this channel, there's one right up there. I'll see you over there, or I'll see you guys later. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report out.